6 professional basketball franchises have disappeared from the WNBA since the league launched in 1997. Not 6 teams that relocated or rebranded. 6 organizations that ceased to exist entirely. One of them won the first 4 championships in league history. Another won a title and folded 4 years later. The pattern is terrifying for anyone who thinks success on the court guarantees survival off it. Small market WNBA teams face nearly impossible odds. Limited local revenue, sparse media attention, arenas that sit half empty, corporate sponsors who can't justify the investment. Every season becomes an exercise in financial tightrope walking. Yet some teams figured out how to not just survive these conditions, but thrive in them. Their strategies reveal uncomfortable truths about professional sports, money, and what happens when the rules suddenly change. The graveyard of WNBA failures haunts the league's current prosperity. The Houston Comets won championships in 1997, 1998, 1999, and 2000. They created the league's first dynasty with legends like Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, and Tina Thompson. By 2008, the franchise had folded. Owner Hilton Koch put the team up for sale at $10 million. Nobody wanted it. The WNBA assumed control and disbanded operations entirely. Charlotte folded in 2007. Cleveland folded in 2003. Miami and Portland lasted only 3 seasons each before disappearing in 2002. The Sacramento Monarchs won the 2005 championship and dissolved in 2009 when the Maloof family decided their NBA team needed more attention. The Detroit Shock won 3 titles between 2003 and 2008, then relocated to Tulsa after owners couldn't sustain the franchise financially. Championships meant nothing without cash flow. So how do teams survive when they lack big markets, billionaire owners, or NBA backing? The Connecticut Sun provided one answer through an unlikely partnership that nobody expected to work. In 2002, the WNBA announced it was selling off franchises to individual owners after years of collective NBA ownership. The Orlando Miracle were failing and facing disbandment. Then, an unusual group stepped forward. The Mohegan Tribal Nation from rural Connecticut. They offered to purchase the franchise and relocate it to their casino resort in Uncasville, a town most people had never heard of. The NBA was skeptical. Gambling was still taboo in professional sports. The location sat in the middle of nowhere, far from any major city. The arena held only 9,323 fans, tiny by professional sports standards. But the Mohegan tribe had a different vision. They weren't buying a basketball team. They were buying a community asset. The tribe paid $10 million and renamed the franchise the Connecticut Sun. The name derived from their casino, Mohegan Sun. The logo incorporated ancient Mohegan tribal symbols. The jerseys featured the word Kisusk, which means sun in the Mohegan language. This wasn't corporate branding. This was cultural integration. By 2007, the Sun accomplished something unprecedented. They became the first WNBA franchise in history to operate profitably. While other teams hemorrhaged money and folded, the Sun generated positive returns. The tribe's casino provided built-in infrastructure, hotels for visiting teams, restaurants for fans, entertainment before and after games. The location that everyone mocked became an advantage. The team made the playoffs in 16 of their 21 seasons in Connecticut. 4 trips to the WNBA Finals, multiple MVP candidates, all from a facility connected to a gambling resort in rural New England. The value appreciation stunned everyone. The franchise purchased for $10 million in 2003 recently received offers exceeding $325 million. The Mohegan tribe didn't chase big market strategies. They built relationships. Players weren't just employees passing through Connecticut. They became part of the tribal community. The ownership group included women in leadership positions, which resonated with both the players and the local fan base. Vice Chairwoman Beth Regan personally oversaw jersey designs to ensure they honored Mohegan heritage while respecting the athletes wearing them. The Minnesota Lynx offered a different survival model. Minneapolis is a decent-sized market, but it's no Los Angeles or New York. The Lynx don't have Caitlin Clark generating headlines. They don't have controversial rookies sparking social media debates. What they have is sustained excellence built through smart management. Cheryl Reeve has been the head coach since 2010. She's also the general manager and president of basketball operations. That consolidation of power allowed for long-term planning that most franchises can't achieve. The Lynx drafted Simone Augustus. They drafted Maya Moore. They drafted Lindsay Whalen. They traded for Sylvia Fowles. Each move fed into a larger vision. The results speak for themselves. 4 WNBA championships, 7 finals appearances, consistent playoff contention year after year. The franchise is valued at $85 million, exactly the same as the Los Angeles Sparks, despite operating in a fraction of their market size. Their ticket sales track 50% higher than previous seasons. Their social media generates $7.54 million in value annually, placing them 4th in the league. The Lynx proved that winning consistently can overcome market size limitations. But they also proved something harder to replicate. You need incredibly smart people making incredibly smart decisions for over a decade. One bad trade, one wasted draft pick, one coaching change. Any of these can derail the entire model. The Dallas Wings represent the volatility of small market survival. The franchise has relocated 3 separate times. They started as the Detroit Shock, won 3 championships, then moved to Tulsa in 2010 after owners couldn't sustain operations in Michigan. The Tulsa Shock produced 5 consecutive losing seasons. Fans never connected with the relocated franchise. Owner Bill Cameron eventually moved the team again to Dallas in 2016. Dallas is the 5th largest media market in the country. Cameron cited it as the largest underserved market for women's sports. The gamble appeared to pay off. Ticket revenue increased 178% in 2024. Season ticket packages sold out completely. The franchise drafted Paige Buchers with the 1st overall pick in 2025, banking everything on star power to complete their transformation. Yet despite the huge market size, the Wings are valued at only $75 million, less than the Connecticut Sun operating out of a casino in rural New England. The franchise learned that market size alone doesn't guarantee financial success. You need the right combination of winning, community investment, and timing. The uncomfortable truth about small market survival became crystal clear with the Caitlin Clark effect. The Indiana Fever had the 2nd lowest average attendance in the WNBA during 2023 at 4,067 fans per home game. One draft pick changed everything. By 2024, the Fever led the league with 16,084 average attendance, the highest in WNBA history. Their franchise value jumped from $90 million to over $200 million. Their social media presence generated $55.04 million in value annually. That's 7 times more than the 2nd-place team, 7 times more than franchises that have been building for decades. One player generates the majority of the league's growth. Minnesota can win championships. Connecticut can turn profits. Dallas can land in a massive market. None of it competes with generational star power. The problem is that small market teams can't draft a Caitlin Clark every season. They can't manufacture that level of cultural phenomenon. They're doing everything right and still falling further behind. Now the pressure is crushing the teams that built the league during its darkest years. The Connecticut Sun are officially for sale. The Mohegan Tribe, after 22 years of stable ownership and consistent success, is looking to exit the arena that once seemed adequate, now looks obsolete. 9,000 seats can't compete with expansion franchises in Golden State and Toronto playing in NBA-sized arenas. The practice facility, a converted community center shared with youth programs, can't match the state-of-the-art buildings new teams are constructing. Reports indicate Houston is the leading destination if the franchise relocates. Tillman Fertitta, who owns the Rockets and the Toyota Center, has expressed interest. The irony is brutal. Houston lost the Comets despite 4 championships. Now they might steal Connecticut's team despite Connecticut's sustained excellence and profitability. Senator Richard Blumenthal called the situation exactly what it is. Connecticut fans are being left to small market history, the same way Fort Wayne and Syracuse lost their NBA franchises decades ago. The loyalty and passion of local fans mean nothing when bigger money enters the picture. The expansion fees reveal how dramatically the landscape shifted. The Golden State Valkyries paid $50 million. Toronto's Tempo paid $115 million. Portland paid $125 million. Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia each paid $250 million. The Mohegan Tribe paid $10 million in 2003 and helped save a failing league. Now they're being priced out of the very success they helped create. Every survival strategy has limits. The Mohegan Tribe's community-first approach worked for 2 decades, but can't overcome the new economics. Minnesota's smart management produced championships, but can't generate Caitlin Clark-level attention. Dallas relocated to a massive market, but still lags behind smaller franchises with stronger brand identity. The teams that kept the WNBA alive during its vulnerable years, when franchises folded and media attention was non-existent, are now watching as the league they sustained evolves past them. The Mohegan Tribe invested in a team because they believed in women's sports, not because they saw a billion-dollar opportunity. They stayed patient through losing seasons and empty arenas because they were committed to the community, not the exit strategy. When the next economic downturn hits, and it will eventually hit, the question becomes crucial. Will the new big market owners stick around the way the Mohegan Tribe did? Will billionaires who paid $250 million for expansion franchises show the same commitment during lean years? Or will they cut losses and move on to their next investment opportunity? The small market teams that survived did so through unconventional thinking, community investment, and long-term patience. Those qualities are increasingly rare in modern professional sports. The WNBA is growing faster than anyone imagined, but growth doesn't guarantee stability. Just ask the Houston Comets. They won 4 championships and disappeared. Success on the court meant nothing without money off it. The teams still fighting for survival in small markets deserve recognition for what they built. They also deserve honest acknowledgement that the game is changing around them, and staying alive might require strategies that haven't been invented yet.